In this video, I'm going to show you how one can create a pattern from Jamal al-Din house in Cairo. You have it, just a shaded version of it here, but I will show you later the original photo. I decided to divide this video, this talk, into two parts. This is for having less than half an hour each part. Otherwise, I will be talking for 1 hour, and that's too much for one time. So what we are going to do to learn today, complex custom tools. Our tools will be more complex than this what we did until now. Rotations and reflections of complex parts of the pattern, and then the whole pattern from Jamal al-Din house in Cairo. If you know, you can go to the internet and you can find a few pages, good pages, describing Jamal al-Din house in Cairo. This is a very interesting place, and really you will enjoy this history. You can also look for other patterns from this house, but this is more difficult task because on the internet there is not much about this. If you are from Cairo, you can go there and you can make the photos of you on your own and send them to me so we can discuss them further. Now, let me to go to the next page. That's the original pattern. The photo is not really good, but we are quite happy with this, what we got. And the pattern has two specific features. First, if you drop the line like this, I will just make it color red so you will see. And if you draw another line like this, then certainly you see that on the first look, left side and right side are the same. They are just mirror reflections, and here top part and the bottom part are mirror reflections of each other. But this is the first look, and the color patches are just telling you that this pattern has two mirror lines. But that is not really true. You see, this is interlaced pattern. So lines, when you look at the lines, for example, this line is going across like this. On top there is line from the left, and the bottom is the line from the left top. If you look here, this is the mirror reflection. This is completely different. The line that was passing from the top left, it is on top, and the other one is at the bottom. So if you try to make a reflection of the part like this, you will not get this part, and then you will have trouble also with connection between these two quarters. There is one mistake in this pattern that we should notice. Okay, I will just mark it. Here, just look at this point. This point style, make it large and make it color. So in this point, we have line passing over another one. But when you go down, you still get the same. So this will be not a real interlace, because what will be happening? This line is over, is going, is again over, that is wrong. It should go down. You see, the nature of the interlace is like this. It's over, then it's going down, okay, and then it should go over now. So there are some errors here in this pattern. Look, let's check this one. It's down, again it's down, and then it's over. So it should be just a Q, down, over, down, over, down, over. So we will try to fix this, and we'll try to make this pattern, let's say, a proper interlace without these errors. Now, do I have anything here? Okay, let me to just remove the text, and then let's make everything bigger, just this way. Yes. So one can easily notice that this pattern can be split into these areas. So we have the area for the square, and the star is inside of square. Then we have a kite, and there is no, let's say, not much decoration on the kite, but the kite is absolutely good enough. Here we got some decoration, but this decoration in this pattern is not consistent, because the right side and the left side, these are different decorations. So you have, for example, here you have only squares around. Here you have squares, but the squares were divided into parts. Then this part here is like the one here, so this decoration looks like, but this decoration is like this one. So in this way, the pattern is inconsistent. You can do the decoration on your own, and this will be still fine. You can even change the colors. The colors are very specific for this pattern. I will just explain them here. Now, let's go to the next page. On the next page, we have similar pattern, different decoration and different colors, and this is the pattern from Geyer Anderson Museum in Cairo. So decoration in this pattern is more consistent, certainly, and also you can see that the interlace in this pattern is properly done. So if you just check, this point is here and it is over, then if you take this point, this line is going down, and then is going over, this one is going over, and then here is going down. So in this pattern, decoration is different, colors are different, pattern looks the same, but at least the interlace was fixed and the pattern is more correct. Like I said, you can change colors, you can change decoration, this is up to you. Now let's look at this. This is what I did before starting this talk. I did something like this. Three triangles and the one in the middle. These are the colors for this pattern. So this color here, look at this, and then this is the color with the values 127, 38, and 15. We will talk about colors another time because this is worth really exploring. Then you have this dark black or gray. I changed it to gray, like gray color like this, just to have less construct. And then This one, this color, this orange like or yellowish orange, it is for this part. It is more clear, and also you have this in the middle color, this for pattern edges. Now the edges for the belts, we can make black, we can make them white, that's really up to you, and this will be really fine. Now go back to this point, because here we have to talk about geometry of these kites. The angle here between point A, point B and point C, or this one, is 22.5. When you measure it, you're getting 22.76743, but this is not really what we should expect, because our drawing is drawing by hand, and you cannot just trust that our drawing is absolutely accurate. So if you just move this point, yes, if you start moving slightly, you see this, but this angle is changing. But overall we should expect 22.5, which is 90 degrees by 4. And that's a proper angle for everything. So here we have 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and here you have 90 by 4. And that's the idea for making everything. So let's copy something so we can work. I think this one will be fine. So file, document options, add duplicate page 3. This is where we are, and we have to construct this part first. Okay, so let's go to our tools. You remember the square tool that we did. It looks like this. I don't need the polygon in the middle. I need these points normal size, point style medium, and now let's, yes, the line is too fat, so I get this way, and then that's my square. And then what I do, I have to make a thing like this. So double click on the right bottom point, take the segment, transform, rotate how much, 90 degrees divided by 4, but the direction of the angle is different. So this is what we do. Then the same, transform, rotate, then the same, rotate, and then the same, transform, rotate. Okay, so we did something. Now we need to draw only lines like this. We don't need these extra segments. Yes, and now I can remove the extensions that we got. So hide these segments, and that is really all for this part. If you wish to make the whole thing, you will have to make 4 copies of this pattern, but this will be just the mirror reflection. So if I do this, if I make it smaller, then my pattern transform reflect, and then transform, reflect. This example is showing that uh, operations like reflections, rotations are very useful in pattern design, and they are really more useful than drawing hundreds of circles. But this is the matter of preference. You can choose whatever method you need. Okay, so let's keep this page like this, and now let me to go back to one of my slides before. Yes, not this one. Yes, okay. I was explaining here colors, but now I have to explain something more important. Let's make a double click. And I don't need colors here because I will be making and edit, select all, and then make it much bigger. Okay, now press escape, okay, to get things done. And now here is the picture that is showing you something very important. We may expect the drawing is, well, the photo is not really good, but from the photo we can expect that the width of this belt is like this width here, which is half of this thing. So if you want to get this edge properly, you have to split this part into three equal parts, and then on the second top draw horizontal line, and then so you will be just drawing lines like this, and you will be drawing lines like this. So we have to remember this because this is absolutely important. If we mess up this, because you may say, okay, I want to have different width for this belt, everything will be fine. And you will be absolutely happy with this, but the proportions of sizes of these polygons will be different. So for the manufacturer, for the person who was doing this pattern, the thing will be more difficult than here. Okay, let's go here, File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate, and I have not much choice. So I copied this page, but the picture with these squares I have in the previous page. Now I have to just concentrate on the pattern for the square. So what I will do, first I will go back to square and then press shift so I can get nice horizontal oriented square. Remove this line. Again, just draw segments like this. So this is what I got. I am just trying to copy pattern, make the pattern for this. Yes, and now I selected all these segments. So construct midpoints for each segment. And of course, look, this is the saving trip, time saving trip. Look like this. Now, what is going on with this line? It is connecting midpoint on the bottom edge and the midpoint on the right edge. So let's do like this, only just let's make a color black. Yes. And then what we can do, we have to get the horizontal line. And the best option is just select this point, select this point, select this point, and then construct angle bisector. An angle bisector is just what we need. So double click on it, select this line, transform, reflect. Yes, and this is where we are. I can remove this angle bisector. Oh no, let's keep it. Okay, we will need it. So our pattern, if you draw it like this, okay. So this is how we are creating the bottom part of this pattern, line style medium, and that is what you expect. These are the lines that are going in through the, okay, just like this. But let me to come back previous to our previous slide where I was explaining the story here. So what I do, display line style thin. Now, like I said, I have to divide this space between these 2 points into 3 equal parts. We did already a segment 3 section. So this is what we did. Okay. I said I don't need this point. So hide this intersection. And this will be what? This will be for the construct a parallel line, no, perpendicular line like this. Now, what you do, transform, reflect. So this will be the width of our belt. Now, what we do again, this is the mirror. So we take these 2 lines, transform, yes, and reflect, and then double click, transform, reflect. Okay, so what we did just the corner of this pattern. Now let's hide everything what we don't need. Yes, I'm just marking points. That's the intersection point I needed. Yes, and now I have to just remove these segments. I don't need them. They were just to demonstrate something. Now I don't need this line and this one, so I have to hide them because I used them already. And now what I did, I don't need the points. Yes, and I don't need these points. Hide intersections. Okay, we have perfect picture and we can work with this nicely. So line, segment, display, line style medium. Now going to here, going to here, going like this. The same is here. And then the same is here. Well, we did something and we did precisely. Now, these are the places where belts of the pattern will be cut down because this is the ceramic thing. Now let's bring colors here. Yes. So our colors, and then let's try to make these colors like this. In fact, you could split it, display, color, the other one. Yes, and now we can do a thing like this. And finally, this part. Yes, this is what we got. So I have to just move to the next page, document options, add, duplicate, page 8. Okay, and now I don't need all these lines. So select these lines, edit, action button, and hide and show. I wish to put them like this because I may need them in the future. You never know what you're really doing. And now these squares. So what we did only this part, just like this. Now we have to just add this decoration. So let's go here and let's choose the square tool. Yes, and like this, and then like this. I really don't need these squares like this way, so I will just remove them, and now I can just make polygons my own way. So that's the polygon for what? Okay, for the gray part, display color, the gray part, and then the same is here, and then I have here, but this will be the red polygon. So the color, the other one is like this. And then finally, yes. Okay, and then what we need to do, we need just to put here something. So I will just make the pattern like this and just use this color. Okay, and if you want, you can make the part of this thing just gray. Display color, the other one, and then the bottom part you can just have like this, and then apply this color. Okay, so we did something. It looks nice. I don't need all these extra points. So I'll display hide points. Now the interlace. We have to decide what kind of interlace we are doing. Are we doing interlace to the left, or are we doing interlace to the right? So let's just keep the left interlace like this one. Okay. And now what I can do with this, select everything, hide these segments. Now, select whatever you have here. If you want, you can copy these points. I don't need this segment, and I don't need this point, and I will not copy these points, Why? Because they are here. So now double click and go to transform, rotate 90 degrees, transform, rotate 90 degrees, transform, rotate 90 degrees. So this is how our pattern looks. Now what we have to do, we have to display line style thin. And this is what we got. We can now say edit, select all points, and just keep these points here. We will not need these lines. I shall display hide objects, and this segment still hide segment. And we did something very important. So let's select this bottom point, select this right point, select everything, and go to Tools, create a new tool, and this will be the star decorated like this. So we have our star decorated, and of course we have to remember that. Now let's take one more page, add a blank page. Let's see how we made the star decorated. It is like this. I deliberately choose these points around because what I can do a thing like this. So you see, we are just using custom tool to create another pattern. This is not the same pattern. This is different pattern, and we are using it to make something just this way. Okay, now the color for the background, you can make anything what you want. You can, for example, make a thing like this if you like. That's fine. So now points, edit, select all points, display hide points. So the square and the star in the square that we did can be used in other examples also. And also, if you just change, okay, let me to draw this star here. What I did with this star is that I can get the star like this, and I can, for example, hide part of the star, which is very important, you see, in another example. So let me to finish this part, and then we'll come back in the second part for the pattern for the kites. So we are here, we did this, and then what we have to do, we have to stop recording,